You walk through the world believing you see things exactly as they are, but the objective reality you experience is actually a carefully edited illusion. Your brain is lying to you. Your mind operates on a hidden layer of mental shortcuts known as heuristics. These prioritize speed and energy conservation, allowing you to react quickly by bypassing deep, logical thought. 50,000 years ago, these split-second reflexes kept you alive when you heard a twig snap in the dark. But in the modern world of stock markets and corporate careers, a primitive survival reflex applied to a complex spreadsheet breaks down entirely. When these outdated shortcuts misfire, they produce a systematic, predictable glitch in your judgment. This is a cognitive bias. These invisible, automatic glitches hijacking your reality are what transforms simple errors into the catastrophic choices you later regret, the terrible investments, the doomed projects, the failed careers. The life cycle of a bad decision begins before you even realize you're making a choice. Your brain immediately starts filtering information based on emotional vividness rather than objective truth. If a memory is shocking or easy to recall, your mind assumes it happens constantly. This is the availability heuristic. This chart compares what we fear against what actually threatens us. You might perceive the risk of a shark attack as a massive, alarming bar because the imagery is so vivid. But when we look at the true statistical probability, the heart disease bar dominates the chart, while the shark threat shrinks to a tiny sliver. Vividness overrides data. Once your perception of risk is distorted, your brain moves to evaluate worth. Here, it hits a second glitch, the anchoring bias. Your mind becomes permanently fixated on the very first piece of numerical information it encounters. That first number could be a randomly assigned initial stock price or a heavily marked up price tag in a retail store. Regardless of how arbitrary it is, your brain locks onto it and sets it as the baseline. This scale shows pricing manipulation in real time. When an initial anchor drops to a new sale price, your brain only measures the gap between the first number and the new one. It calculates value purely by the discount size, ignoring the true market value. Before you have even consciously weighed your options, your brain has already built a distorted foundation of reality based on raw fear and arbitrary numbers. With this flawed foundation in place, you make your initial choice. Now, your brain aggressively shifts into defense mode to protect that gut decision through confirmation bias. Admitting you made a mistake causes genuine psychological discomfort. To avoid this pain, your mind acts like a strict bouncer at a club. It gladly admits any data that validates your choice, while completely rejecting solid facts that contradict you. Living inside this echo chamber creates a dangerous spike in false confidence. You start overestimating your intelligence, a blind spot known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. This study on retail investors shows the danger of that confidence. Many unskilled investors mistake their luck for genius, and as the highlighted text indicates, this overconfidence leads directly to an overestimation of knowledge and an underestimation of risk. Eventually, the math catches up. The stock tanks, or a major project starts bleeding cash. The decision has undeniably failed. This triggers the final stage of the timeline, the sunk cost fallacy. A sunk cost is time or money that is already gone and cannot be recovered. Rationally, you should stop, but the brain pushes you to keep pouring resources into the failure, simply to avoid the public loss of face from acknowledging the original error. Corporate managers do this constantly. They will continue funding doomed IT projects, burning millions of dollars year after year, simply because the heavy investments they made in the past now dictate all of their future actions. Your mind actively nurtures and protects your worst choices, transforming a fast, careless error into a permanent, devastating trap. Knowing these mental glitches exist doesn't make you immune to them. Awareness alone cannot override your neurological wiring. Even experts in life-or-death environments fall into these traps. Cognitive biases cause doctors to lock on to wrong symptoms, leading to diagnostic inaccuracies. Medical data confirms awareness training fails. The only successful intervention requires structural friction, deliberately reflecting on the initial hypothesis. To break the cycle, you have to build procedural friction into your routine. You force your slow, analytical mind, System 2, to wake up by relying on hard data dashboards, implementing stage gate reviews, and structured checklists. The uncomfortable truth is that pure objective reality is practically impossible for the human brain to perfectly perceive on its own. Rationality requires accepting the unsettling fact that your mind is constantly manipulating your reality and building the structural systems to stop it.